Edge leaving the WWE in September of 2023 will be remembered for a long old time, not just because Adam Copeland rules. Because for a while, when we did say goodbye to WWE superstars, they would get absolutely buried on TV, or even worse, they'd just vanish. You'd be like, where the flub did they go? Given that we were all nicey and lovely though, and let him have his due, all of a sudden it does feel like that, yeah, maybe right now is the best time to be a WWE superstar. There's 10 reasons why. Number 10, Triple H's tastes. So I could tie this into food because I'm a gym guy and Triple H is a gym guy. Sometimes I like to think we'd be able to share a meal together and have a good time. That's a really weird thing to say. Focusing on the wrestling though, which is the point, it does kind of feel like Paul Levesque is in tune with the modern day fan, or that while he will give you some sports entertainment, every now and then you just want a long ass hard hitting match. I mean, you're always going to get those old tropes because of course Hunter did learn from Vince McMahon, but take a look at the recent premium live events. There was a time when, oh my gosh, pay-per-views were so damn dull, but now every single one, well, you've got to tune in and watch it. I mean, I don't think we've had such a good run since like the 2000s. While it hasn't all been peaches and cream, like what the hell is happening with Karrion Kross, there are a bunch of other talents who have been able to climb back up the ladder. So yeah, if you're someone that doesn't fit the WWE superstar mold, well, maybe that's all about to change. Number 9, packed houses. Now, of course, I'm not on their level, but when I go to a wrestling show and I peek out the curtain, if you just see a room full of people, well, it makes you feel warm and fuzzy in your tum-tum. On the biggest scale, though, it does mean your business is booming, and we are going to get into other metrics later, but it is a live touring wrestling event, so if you're putting butts in seats, well, it means you're doing a good job. It's also great for the wrestlers themselves. When you do have this energy, you can go out there and have more fun. And just go and follow that WrestleTix account on Twitter or X. You really should do it. It's very, very good. They will tell you that even some random episodes of SmackDown are selling 14,000 tickets. And look what that does to my face. And there was a time when WWE couldn't even do that for their big shows, so once again, it's just another reason why you may be sat there going, well, I want to work for WWE. Because you know you could turn up for a house show in, I don't know, Ohio, and probably have a lovely audience to perform in front of. Number 8, the money. And to tie into all of that, cash. Cold, hard cash. Now, they often say that if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. But I tell you what's better than that, to enjoy what you do and walk away with a massive bag. Now that is doubly true for wrestlers because their grind is so damn hard. So if you know, once again, you can perform in front of these packed houses and you're having a good old time and you're earning a lot of money, well, you're probably the happiest person alive. Many outlets have also reported that right now WWE wrestlers are earning more than any other point in history. And actually, when you look at the numbers, WWE could actually pay them even more, and the percentages would still be fair. So this is why competition is important, because you get that leverage. Once again, just go and look what was happening in 2019. It was nothing like this. Number 7, the opposition. Speaking of which, let's go. Now, the story that we do all forget is that when AEW was born in 2019, we were never going to get another Monday Night Wars, because life had changed. WWE was so well established then, what was even the point of trying to be actual competition? I mean, you could do that, but soon you would just vanish. So instead it all kicked off when it was All Elite Wrestling versus NXT round 1, and on that occasion AEW did win, but now when you look back in hindsight, this was actually for the best. Because WWE started shifting everything to ensure they did have a better product, which means not only was it good for us fans, but it was good for the wrestlers too. And also, in that fact, why actually it is better to work for WWE, you can be sat there going, man, nobody uses me and I'm stuck in catering, and creative say there's nothing for me, and know that if they do kick you out the door, there is another serious wrestling company down the damn road. I mean, nobody wants to feel totally lost without a cause, gives you a nice comfort blanket. And speaking of which, number 6, NXT. Because that is right, after NXT had its butt kicked a little bit, all of a sudden it did get so much better, and now, I would argue, it's better than it ever has been. So what do you do in order to do that? You get your ratings to go as high as possible. Simple. What that does mean though is that established stars are now going to NXT, plus we're building new stars, so you can be a grappling fan and sit there and watch this Tuesday night show and think to yourself, well, this actually has a little something for everyone. It's also benefited wrestlers themselves because guys like Baron Corbin and Dominic Mysterio have been able to go down there and hit the reset button. And when it comes to Becky Lynch and Cody Rhodes, because they are such big stars, them appearing on what is the quote-unquote lesser show somehow makes them feel like bigger stars. be like Metallica playing in my living room, nobody would believe it. We've also had NXT champions go to Raw and SmackDown, so once again, you cannot lose. You get put on Monday nights, you get put on Tuesday nights, you get put on Friday nights. You still have every opportunity to get to the damn top. That's where people want to be. Number 5, the title recovery. So this one is as plain as day. There was an occasion where the Intercontinental Championship and the US Championship meant diddly squat. I mean, you don't even need to go back that far to see the kind of mire it was in, which is when we gave Gunther the IC Championship, and my word, Triple H cared about this thing, so Gunther was allowed to care about this thing, which meant we were allowed to care about this thing. So not everybody cares about it. He's also probably going to use this as a platform to win the Royal Rumble and win WrestleMania and become a world champion. So once again, I promise you, if you were the Intercontinental Champion in 2005, you could have been sitting there going, oh my gosh, I can still get fired. But now, it's a massive thumbs up that they want to do something with you. I mean, you can even bring the world titles into this too, because of course Roman Reigns has gone on this ridiculous run that feels like it's never going to end. But there is fallout to this. That belt feels like it's super duper important. Now, this isn't true across the board. I mean, when Austin Theory had that United States Championship, it was just a bit meh. But I know if all of a sudden I was hired by WWE, this now means something. That is damn cool. Number 4, Vince McMahon is gone. For now, anyway. Nobody has any idea. But if we do go on the internet and we do read the reports, a lot of it does say the talent is actually happier that he's not there. Now, we can't really go further than this because, of course, we don't exist backstage, but it kind of does feel like without the constant rewrites and somebody getting a script and going, no, wrestlers can actually focus on their stories and they can focus on their characters, and they know even if they do drop the ball a little bit, they'll be given the chance to rectify it the following week. Now, once again, Triple H has learned from McMahon, so I'm sure it's not night and day, but don't forget, he was a wrestler as well, and when you two have been in the trenches, well, you just understand it a little bit more. 3, the return of stables. So this drives me nuts, because the other day I saw someone on the internet going, my gosh, there's too many groups in wrestling nowadays. And I was like, listen, Chief, you gotta shut up. Because I have been waiting for the return of these for ages. I mean, they were so prevalent during the Attitude Era, and then for like 20 years, everybody decided that safety in numbers wasn't a thing. Have you never been to school? If I was able to walk into school with a bunch of friends, of course I'd do that. Because then if somebody attacked me, we could all beat them up. Or run away. Now, I do agree it's kind of gone in the wrong direction because now we just abuse it for distraction finishes. But whether it's the Bloodline, the Judgment Day, Alpha Academy, the LWO, Damage Control, the execution has been excellent, and we have taken quote-unquote mid-card guys and actually given them an important role. It also means more wrestlers get to wrestle on the show, and do you know what that equates to? A happier locker room. Maybe, I'm just speculating, but it makes sense to me. Number 2, the return of tag team wrestling. So Vince McMahon, apparently, doesn't actually like tag team wrestling. That's cool. It's his company. But you know who does like tag team wrestling? Well, a lot of people. So when you don't get it, you're going to be a sad panda. I mean, it's one of the reasons why the Revival, now FTR, aren't there anymore. But look what we've done over the last year or so. I mean, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and the Usos main evented WrestleMania Night 1. Nobody had a problem with it. When all was said and done, those championships felt like they were damn important. Now, it shouldn't be a huge surprise because Triple H was pushing for this down in NXT 2, and we've even had random teams like Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. They were only together for about a month, but my word, they made me feel joy in my Tootsie Toes. They were also desperate to get those belts, so once again, all of a sudden they found themselves in a prominent position. So long may this continue because it's such a good shout. Also, it just breaks up a show. Oh, I've just seen 2 people wrestle. What's better than 2? 4. Number 1, the schedule. Now, it is still utterly bonkers, and Cody Rhodes often tweets out his days. You're just like, man, bro, I don't know how you're doing that. But again, if something isn't as bad as it once was, you have to imagine it's going to make people happier. Now, you do still have to be ready for a super hard grind, but the fact that wrestlers can now go to management and say, listen, I need a little bit of time off, and it doesn't screw up your position, my word, that must be such a weight off your shoulders. It just feels like the WWE has balanced the book so you can be a bigger WWE superstar. Don't forget, Hulk Hogan once told us that he wrestled 400 days in a year. You figure it out. Mostly this is just reflective of some changes that were needed, but look at this. You can be a wrestler, you can work for the biggest company in the world, and you can have a little bit of time off too. So, you know what that means? All of a sudden, WWE looks better than ever. Now, of course, if you do have any thoughts about this, please do leave us a comment below before you like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Head over to whatculture.com to read yourself some articles, follow us on social media, click the video on the screen because it's good for what ails you. But otherwise, thank you for your time. I appreciate you. Stay bald, stay happy, stay sane. Or not. It's your life, your choice. Goodbye.